Technology is rapidly evolving. Just over a decade ago, phone calls and emails, they were really the only commonly available options to communicate. Now there's texting and video calls, tweets, social networking, and more. The future seems closer than ever before, and who knows what will be next? Well, I'll tell you who knows. He's live at the CES showroom floor right now, Dr. Michael Björn. He's the head of research at Ericsson ConsumerLab. How are you, Doctor?
I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
Doing very well. I'm very excited for the stuff that's coming out of CES this year. What's surprising about this year's trends? What is this year's trend?
Well, if you walk the floor here, you see a lot of wearables, you see a lot of screens, you see a lot of cars actually, and you see homes as well. And the thing is that they're all connected to the internet this year. And this is, at Ericsson, we call this the network society. You can really see the network society happening as you walk the floor here. But what we have done at Ericsson ConsumerLab is actually to ask consumers in major cities across the world what their expectations are of new consumer electronics and information technology. And if I would pick the top trend that we found when we've done our research, it's actually a trend called mind sharing. Now that's the idea about actually using some of these wearables to communicate to your friends and loved ones using thoughts directly.
Wow.
And 40% of the people we talked to, 40% of the people we talked to said that that would be an interesting thing to have, and 69% thought this would actually happen already by 2020 and become a mainstream type of service. So we will definitely see all those communication services you mentioned continue to evolve.
I would like some...
I walked the floor here and I picked up one of the gadgets here. Have you seen this one before?
Let's see here. It looks like some sort of Bluetooth neck situation. What is that?
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It's actually a headband that you can put on like this.
What?
And what it does, it scans your natural brain waves, and you can use it to find out if you're focused or if you're relaxed or tense or whatever.
Wow.
And this is, right now, this is a headband used for yoga and relaxation purposes. But going forward then, these types of wearables could potentially also be used for communication, of course. So that's quite interesting, I think.
Wow, that's incredible. See, the technology's moved so far. Like if you look at where we were 15, 20 years ago, I remember my dad brought in a 35-inch tube TV about 20 years ago, and I thought there will never be a TV bigger than that. I was almost right, because there's never a TV heavier than that one. But when you look at the technology and how far we've come today as much as we had 10 years ago, the next 10 years are going to be even more of a quantum leap forward.
Yeah, I believe you're right. But interestingly, of course, we as humans, we haven't changed that much. So actually, we as normal humans, we are just like your dad was 10 years ago. And we don't really think about change as the next big thing for us. But due to the fact that now smartphones have become part of mainstream society, we've developed this habit of checking out new apps and trying them out, and if we don't like them, we discard them. So actually we make small steps all the time, and that actually adds up to a lot of change, and we are actually changing our behaviors quicker than we think about ourselves. Now, so another example of that, if I would pick up another interesting trend, which we can see a lot about on the floors here, is actually a trend we call longer life, which is then the idea of using these wearables, of course, then for a purpose. And the purpose is to live healthier and monitor your activities and adjust them slightly and actually have a longer life. So people expect that their life will be extended by using some of these technologies. It's not just about the wearables, though. So you could also imagine having cups and plates that are connected and finding out what, you know, if the things you eat and drink, if they're good for you or bad for you, and pillows and sheets, and even, of course, what we've seen here at CES, all these connected cars, they can help you drive safer, or they can actually drive for you, and that would also make you live longer. I know for me that would be the case, because I'm an awful driver, and I would rather have the car drive for me, actually. I don't know about you.
Do me a favor, when you're around town, take a few cabs, don't drive. Doctor.
Okay, that's also. Yep.
It's a pleasure. Honestly, some really cool stuff coming out of the Ericsson ConsumerLab as well. And thank you so much for your insight on CES this year.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure to be on your show.
All right, the future closer than ever before. You want to learn more about the hot consumer trends of 2015, and wow, it's going to blow your mind. Just check out the website on your screen. It's Ericsson.com.